Welcome to The Explainer. If you've ever found yourself wishing you could use ChatGPT without leaving any footprints, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the tools OpenAI gives you to keep your conversations completely private.
So let's just start with a feeling that I bet we've all had. You type something into that chat box, you get your answer, and then you think, maybe I don't want that sticking around forever. It's that simple desire for a little privacy with an AI, right? A way to ask whatever you want, explore ideas, and just experiment without it becoming a permanent record.
And trust me, you are definitely not the only one feeling that way. Maybe you're brainstorming a super secret project for your job, or asking some personal health questions you'd rather keep to yourself. Or heck, maybe you're just using a computer that isn't yours. Well, the good news is OpenAI actually thought of this and built tools specifically for these moments. Okay, first things first, we need to get two key terms straight: temporary and anonymous. Now, I know they sound pretty similar, but really getting the difference between them is the secret to unlocking total control over your privacy. So here's the main difference, and it's a big one. Think of temporary chat as the actual tool, the feature that OpenAI built. But anonymous mode, well, that's not a button you can click. It's a method. It's what you're doing when you use that temporary chat tool without being logged into your account. And that combination, that's what gets you the absolute highest level of privacy. So a temporary chat is basically like hitting the incognito button for your conversation. It's not saved to your chat history. And, this is huge, it won't be used to train the AI models. Once you close that window, poof, it's gone. It's designed from the ground up to be completely temporary. And this is how you really level up your privacy game. By starting one of those temporary chats while you're logged out, you're entering what we're calling anonymous mode. This is what stops OpenAI from directly connecting that conversation back to your specific user account. So why would you even do this? Well, it's perfect for asking those sensitive questions without a second thought, Or for testing out a bunch of prompts for work without making your chat history a total mess, or just for brainstorming on a library computer. At the end of the day, it's all about putting you back in the driver's seat of your own data. All right, enough of the theory, let's get practical. Here is your step-by-step guide to actually starting one of these private chats. So for that maximum top-tier level of anonymity, this is the method you want to use. And the real pro tip here is step one, always start with a private or incognito browser window. That's what makes sure no cookies or anything get left behind on your device. From there, it's a piece of cake. Just go to the site and find the temporary chat option before you even think about logging in. But hey, what if you're already logged in and just want a quick disposable chat? No problem. There's a convenience mode for that. All you do is click the model name up in the corner, select temporary chat, and boom, you're in a new conversation that won't be saved. Just keep in mind, while the chat itself isn't saved, OpenAI says some basic data might still be linked to your account just for safety. Okay, so now you know how to do it. But it is just as important, if not more important, to understand what it doesn't do. The word anonymous online doesn't mean you're a ghost, so let's just set some realistic expectations here. These are the big buts you have to remember. Your internet provider can still see you're visiting ChatGPT. OpenAI can still see your IP address, which they need to do for the service to work and to stop abuse. And also, if you're on a work or school account, your administrator might have just turned this feature off completely. The key thing to get is that for most everyday privacy needs, this is awesome. But is it 100% true anonymity? Not really. That's basically a myth on the internet. And this is the single most important rule to live by, no matter which method you're using. It is the golden rule of internet privacy, period. Even in a temporary chat, just don't share super sensitive personal stuff. The AI doesn't need your home address to help you write a poem, and it's always better to be safe than sorry. All right, I know that was a lot, so let's just do a super quick recap of the steps for that maximum privacy experience we talked about earlier. So let's nail this down. For the most private chat possible, you start incognito, you do not log in, you pick a temporary chat, and when you're all done, just close the window. That's it. So after all of that, what's the bottom line? Why does any of this really matter for you, the person just trying to use this tool every day? The most important thing to take away is this: you are in control. You now have the knowledge and the tools you need to make smart choices about your data. You get to decide when a conversation is important enough to save and when you'd just rather it disappear into the ether. It really empowers you to use this amazing technology completely on your own terms. And so we'll just end with this thought. Now that you know you can have privacy when you want it, A whole new world of creative, personal, and professional exploration is suddenly open to you. So, what are you going to explore next?